So I don't even one time. So my last video, basically I'm trying to write down what I need to do now before I proceed. So I'm back in my room. But after ascending, so normally they go usually your policy system. All policies are implicit. All policies are implicit because you get the concept of model. So remember, observer only. So observer only policies. So you want people to observe the right to act via statement, expression, and intent. What does that mean? So if you want to do all policies are rigid, so they are rigid. That's anti-policy. So they must be fluid. So if an intent in a RAM is to do, the system must ensure that when someone needs something, like some memory or some space, it's there. It's there. It's a must. It's a must. A violation if it doesn't. So the system must flag it, log it, and audit it. Flag it, log it, and audit it automatically. And we must, as humans beings, because it's the must, should, could thing, flag it, log it, audit it. In the must, it must be a must. You must do it. It should, and it should what? Also. So basically, it's for out of AI systems, out of the loop systems, out of AI order for the Rift, get ref. So you go to get ref. If you go to get ref, this is what get ref is. Basically, the thing rotates. So you get rotation. You don't get no thread safety. You get rotation. You don't give any thread locking. You don't get any locks. You just get breathing. So no locks, no semaphores, no mutexes, nothing that change to state without rotating, nothing like that. You just get breathing. So this is part of the breathing program thing. Breathing is not optional. So breathing is never optional. It's never optional. You cannot breathe. So before I continue, so this is a breathing is never optional video. So must never fail. To never fail, you must never log all the errors that fail even start. So for the things that it thinks is silent, even if it thinks it's an error, it's a warning. It has to come a warning or error or exception. Doesn't really matter. The matter in this category: warning, error, exception, and handling. And he has to put it in a nicely, neatly organized, like some kind of elf log. So I can look at the files. Oh, yes, this is where the code, Gaussian code went error. So it should try to isolate the state. Isolation is key. Isolate the artifact, the code, the line of code, each line, the data structure. I want to know what's happening on my computer. The new OS, the log, the auditor must audit itself, and they must log itself and isolate itself. When you log yourself, it isolates, self-isolating. So it's self-isolating. So it starts to leave the robot. So basically, it goes into doesn't go to dev mode and wait for human input. So it should do this. So it must do this. So you must do this both things. Must, should, could, isolated, and it must do. So if you must, before you should, you must. So you must. You get three must. The must position. So you must do it. Then you get the should, could, must. But these are all policies too. So there's no policy there. So basically, all the policies. So this is probably the intent. So intent of this should do it. It should do it. It should do it. Two-way, you should do it. No off, no buts. This is a policy in our world, but in the world, basically, if someone's breathing and someone's dying, there's two ways there. The way of being is different. But if one person dies and one person breathes, this is not fair. So you should do for two people, minimum, two systems, two people, two things. So that's why it's must and should. So so if the code is, it could do it, but it doesn't have to. So it hands over to the humans, to us, the people who made it, who built it. So, but if you can build it, so rebuild itself. Who doesn't know who needs it? So you can isolate itself. It should isolate itself, and it should keep it logging. Basically, it should, if it fails this isolation, it should look at, if it fails this as request type 2 for homogeneous type data and heterogeneous data, it has to kill itself, kill the process, and kill, panic, and go in death mode. It's not allowed in pro mode. So basically, I'm just trying to log on my signal. So basically, if you guys don't know this, I don't want to. So basically, this is my signal. So I go so this is how I log in. So I just so this is a pinball game. So this is how I log in. So I use my right now to trace the system. So I trace from here. This is my eyeball. From here I trace right. See this right? And I go down. So basically the thing should rotate, the pinball should rotate. So, but the pinball is the ball, so I can have push the ball. I can just, if I blink one eye, because I want to use my eyes logging. because I don't want to get so basically I push something, I don't push it, I pull it, I pull on it, so I pull the pinball, or I push it, if I push a button and I let go, that's what I want. Guys, that's what I want. I pull it, I push it, I push my eyes, that's me pulling the pinball, and the pinball pushes, boom, it goes, boom, and I go this side. If I push this side, if I select, so basically I log in by literally closing my eyes and looking at the up, down, left, right. So I look at the four axes, up, down, left, and right. This is how I want to log into my operating system, guys. That's what I'm saying, guys. So normally if the terminal, I'm allowed a minimum of 10 human rights, a maximum of 10 human rights. That'll be 10 processes, 10 threads, or 10 actors, 10 watchers. Things that don't lock anything. So down when they collapse, when it falls, on the stuff. And so I can start like the system breaking stuff, like slapping itself, hitting itself. So 10 maximum minimum, and to 8 plus 8 equals 16. Basically we share. Basically, do you have 16? No, 8. No, sorry. 8 times 8 is 3. 4. So 4 is the maximum rights I need to log in. But this is because it's a computer and it's not me doing it. The computer is doing the logging in for me because I'm logging in. There's 64 rights to address. That's fine. So 64, all the processes. One process should address all the 64 rights. No, 64 rights now. If it breaks for you, it breaks for a lot of other people. So 64 rights is the maximum you need. But that's 64 plus 16. That'll make it a total of union. A union of 10, 16, 80, 83. So this is tripartite. Every 80 rights violated. It's a typical testimony basically. So 80 rights. If you have 80 rights in this computer, the computer must preserve them. If it violates one, that is violating your right. So you must shut down. You must at least address that right. Via this Moscow shield. So basically, you must. So if my eyes blink too much, and that's a violation, I don't really care. I'm not even logged in. I will never log in. So basically, I'm looking at my eyes. Let's go. I'm just trying to change this for myself. No one else. It's 80 plus 18. So because there's so for me to live, work, and breathe, on this system for a lifetime, I will need a total of 80 times 80 cubed rights, which is 80 times 80 cubed. That'll be 5,000, 1,212 implicit rights. Just really, these are my rights just for breathing forever. But because there's 3 rights, because can live, work, breathe. This then goes to 512,000 plus 512,000 plus 512 minimum. This becomes life work breath standard. So that would be 6, 3, and 10,000. 10,000, 1, 2, 3. So this is 10, 10, 1036 000 1036 000. This is just my minimum lights, my maximum lights I need. Maximum and minimum to my minimum. The bare minimum I need is 30,000. What's the maximum I can implement if I can implement in my dimension? In my space. So if I have this light implicitly, without being, and then when I lock it down, if I lock this down with some kind of thread process, into the encoding binary system of the message packets, which are called coils, which send basically they just send speed of the system. Basically, I'm gonna give you a coil proof to one of the next video. A coil proof. I'm gonna try to give it a risk coil and a Cisco coil proof. But so basically, this 5,000 this right there. That's my minimum amount of processes, policies, all systems to not fall in on me. So this computer doesn't break my reality. But that's the minimum, the bare minimum I need. And this is how I get the maximum I need. The maximum, so I get the maximum to the minimum, and the minimum to the maximum. So the maximum, all the maximum to the double max, the vector max. All the maximum I need is this. So the maximum I need is 10,000, 103600. This is minimum. This is A, and this is other minimum. The very minimum is IK, K minimum, IK. This is 10, 1, 2, 3. K, and this is maximum, and this is so AD, this is A, B, C, and this is the min. So basically, what I need for this proof is like 10,000. So I need 10,000 cube. Now so get 10,000, 36 times 3 0 0 0 times 3 to the power of 3, 10 0 3 6 7 to the power of 3 to the power of 3. So I get the maximum amount we all share, what I share in my domain is for me to use effectively without having it from 1 0 0 9 3 4 6 5 6 1 0 0 0 0 0. So basically, the set keyword. So basically, this is the number I need. So it's 1,000, 1,100 and 1,000, 1, 1 1 1 1 5 3 4 6 5 6 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. So I see this is what I need. The maximum rights I need. But you know, in my shared reality, there are a lot of neurodivergent people. So we need to add all of this rights up implicitly and lock it down now. So this is my this 1 1 1 1 5 3 4 6 5 6 plus 10 10 plus 1036 1036 1 2 3 plus 1036 or 3 zeros 0 to the power of 3. That's good. Basically, the dimension of 0 cubed and the 0 and 0 to the power of 9 are the epsilon states. So I need 9 zeros in my dimensions, which are the same 9 shared epsilon states or stunning states of a computer. Nine zeros, empty zones shared that we all share and we don't know. So we all know what the zero is. We don't know each other zero, negative epsilon, and we don't know what this might mean ontologically. That's plus or minus. So if it's a zero in my world, I don't know what is a zero or a nil in your world. I don't know your nil. I can't know your nil. So this is like a name encoding. So basically, anything you want private in your computer, I will never know your nil. So this one, you don't need to know your world. So if you live on a negative world, negative epsilon, I don't even a positive epsilon, positive epsilon, PPEE, your negative epsilon EE, the rule bound conjugate, conjugate, which is plus plus. You don't know my world. But one of ADC is 80. So this is the point we share. So we share. Now you have and share 1 1 1 1 5 5 3 4 1 0. So this is just you, but 1 to the power where the union is a power the set power 3. So the set model. So basically, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to compute it here. Don't fuck it up, Nandi. So because this is we get the encoding states here. So this is get 0 1 0 1. But this is weird. So any information you send me that gets corrupted can fix itself. It doesn't rebuild itself. So we don't really have any fixing. We only have a rebuilding. Basically, if you fix something, you can break again. So I don't like that thing. So we can rebuild it. What's my matrix? So this computation here I did here. So we share a private state of it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Oh, let's try to call it a spin. Should I call it a spin? So basically, this is the spin logic. So basically, this is like the first model I had. So basically, this is some cassette tape. Like, you put some music in, you put some Namdi data, you can talk to Namdi. But you put Namdi signal, Namdi's picture on a CD, and you can talk to Namdi Chawan. I don't really want to talk to Chawan. They don't want to talk to me, but in my own reality, crazy, definitely. Anyway, I don't really care. So that's what I did. So basically, I get to compute this now. So all the time I have is consensual. It's more, even though actually the space and time we share is ontological, is the polar. So basically, the space I'm in the room is like referential. So there's like a reference point, but it's so I get a point. So I get an epsilon state. So for the space, if I'm space, I get what we share. We know the space. We share the space. We share the space. This room, the known space. Just like the whole world, and my room, which is the space I share, the 7 feet, and then we get the time. So so get so so this is why consistency matters. Don't worry about this room, guys. I don't really care about it. I'm in simulation. Oh no, it's disgusting. I didn't give a shit. Anyway, no one should take down my video. I'll make it private if anybody does it. So we get s cubed, but we get f cubed. We don't share. So I get x y z, and we get row pitch row ya, pitch row ya, and we get row so we get x y z, and we get pitch row ya, and then we get so this is the model. This is sparse distribution. So this width is the tomographic tester, so you can test multiple dimensions at once. So the rift test, rift is a flexible tomography testing library on github.com/openxs is what I'm using to do it. So you get row colon icon. So basically you get this. So you get the space. So if Andy wants to be in this space, Andy has to come into my dimension and transcend. So how would Andy do this? So in Andy's one, Andy has in my dimension already. He's already here, but he doesn't know how to get here. He can't see here. He can see here, but he can't be here in the physical. You know, you can be here in the physical, but you can't because it's a light bulb. We can't interact in nature. So what Andy wants is interaction control. So Andy's dimension is already 3 by 3, maximum. We share 9. We share 9. So we use the 9 proof, 9 dimension, 9 proof. So 9, not the share, whole share, all share, because Andy can go back to so 3 by 3 is a mechanical iota state. So how does Andy end up? So Andy can use the polar system. So I'm going to talk about the Hamiltonian one yet, or the spin of quantum particles. But I want to talk about that later. So what I'm doing is this. So Andy's Andy's using Cartesian coordinates. So Andy's using Cartesian coordinates. So that'll be x, y, z. And I'm using polar coordinates. So that basically he's going to use my polar coordinates. I want to just to show you I can do it. So Andy's coordinates is Cartesian. Andy's life is Cartesian. He wants to come in. So I wanna use the polar coordinates. That's like a row, pitch, yaw. This is just the XYZ of movement, axis rotation. And this will always share. And my one is a polar. So if I displace, so we're going to have a chemical displacement of this row pitch yaw and this static system. So XYZ. So my XYZ is the polar coordinate. So if I rotate X, pivot, rotate X, rotate move Y, move Y, rotate X. This is a moving needle. Rotate. This is so capital. And then Andy has share and has scale times 2. So Andy has scale times 4 times 2. This is his axis. So I can show you the R express. So the read. I'm just trying to R axis. So what does Andy? So basically this is Andy. Andy's light switch. I already showed you Andy. So this is like he's mind wrong already because he's stored there, but he's not come here already. So his XYZ is my row picture. But you know he can't do anything in my dimension, so he doesn't have this thing. He wants to touch me. So I have to get an interface, and that's like his form, his ontological form, and his light switch, so he can feel me when I touch him. So you know, I can touch him, the light switch, but he can't feel me. Never. He can never feel me because the light switch, you know, it doesn't have any signal that he can interpret. You know, to make sense, it's just noise. You know, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist yet. Because he doesn't know what it is. So what I'm saying to you is like, he's XYZ is like a, I don't know, 10, 20, 10, 15, 12. Because this room is a 7-foot room, 7 square, 7 times 7, 49. So I'll put Andy at 5 and 4. 5 foot and 4 room coordinates. You know, I don't even know what that is, but you know, that's what I'm choosing my job. Let's just 5 foot, 5 feet, and 2, 5 foot 2. Just enter to the door. So his Z is my. So basically, his Z is my X. So it's my X because you know it's flipped. So why is flipped? Because you know if I make the Z the X, that means that he's showing the X into mine. So I'm in the third space. There's an extra dimension. So I'm trying to rotate the vector. So I have to pop in. So I have to like half. This is basically all this after half is all dimension. So his dimension is really half of mine. So I don't need to transform his dimension. I have to transform mine. So half of my dimension is a 3D space. So half of my space is 7 times 7. That would be 49. 49 is 41 cubed. Because it's volume. So he has 49 squared. So I have to transform 49 cubed into 49 squared. 49 cubed. For 49 cubed, I have to polarize. So 49 cubed is like 7 times 7 is 49. But so I have to get some kind of isomorph property. So homogeneously they are. So here's the stream of zero of bytes can use to polarize to come into regions. We all share that byte. So how this works? So 7 to 7 or 7 human rights of 7 is like 49 cube, and that'll be the volume of shared 49 squared. So that's the space we'll share because 7 feet, and that's what we'll do. So we're gonna do this one. So if not the shares 49 space, there's a time that he wants to come in. He comes to come in now. You don't want to wait anything. So we share the time too. So we share the space on time. When's now? So now means now. Now means now. He's already here. So because he's already here, I don't need to touch him. Because he's here now, I don't need to touch him. He's just in my room. I don't have to direct him or anything. Just don't touch him. He's already here. So I have to keep that epsilon state. I have to compute over that space. So because really in one time, we won't share one time. We don't do anything. So for next cube, for next squared is what? For next cube, so we share for the one. So half of 49. He shares half my reality. So half of 49 is 49. He says one dimension. And that's the one dimension I cannot touch. That's the one cube. So we share one dimension. So one dimension we share 1d. D equals 1. Or dimension equals 1. D dimension equals 1. And where d equals 1, there's a functor that can scale. That'll be half of d. So we all share one half of dimension. That's space in space. Because it's true. So this is proof. So I'm proving it half of space and half of the space. Half of space in Andy's dimension and half of space in my dimension. This is my room. So that we access them. To bridge this for the 9 dimensions, we do this properly. So we do half space equals the space. So we do half of the space. Now we do half space to 1. We should do half space plus half the space. That will equal 1. So we make 1. So it's already here. We're already now. Including this out, but it's already 1, so that means already here because we have no time in here. We don't have the time to do it. So if I need to come to my return, he has to get, he has to go to, so he has to go to another half space, because another half space will give him half space of his space. He needs half space of his space, which is already half. So I already have, but half of my space. Because if I touch his space, then also he's observed, so I give him access to half of my space and half and to get another one. So I give him a total of my whole space or time if I'm in 1 half plus 1 half plus 1 half equals 3 halves. 3 1 and a half halves, 1 and a half, 1 and a half. So this 1 and a half is what I need to give Andy. And this is 1 and a half. This one to give Andy. Yes. So for me to give this, so I then have to. So basically, this is my one multiply. For him to come back. So if I give Andy this, I then multiply. So this Andy's what living on the dimension. He's in this dimension. So he shares this space, but it's not here now. It's here, but it's not. It's here. It's here, but it's not. It's now, but it's not here and now. Because if I want to touch him, if I want to feel him, if I want to observe, it's here now. Yes, but he's not fully here now. Because he's not observing anything. So if I get 1 and 1 half, 1 and 1 half, I do 2. So that'll be 1 half equal to 1. So we share that 1 whole, and then we do force to share the other whole of acting we share is 1 to 2. For him to pop in, so I need to give him the whole dimension of mine. So that'll be another 1, which is where this 1 comes from. So we share 1 and a half, 1 and 1 half. So to give him, I give him I have to give him another half of my dimension on my space, and that'll be a half. So he can. But this half, 1 half plus 1 half is 1. So here's your 1 half. We will share 1 half. I cannot touch this 1 half. This 1 half I cannot touch. But in his reality, I cannot even see it. But he can see it fully. Because we share it. But I can see some of it, so I can give him 1 I see. And that's the other half. That'll be 1 and a half. 1 plus this is 1 half plus 1 half equals 1. Now this is 1 whole. This is what I need. So 1 whole. Not 1 whole and extra. So that'll be very because it's proven. So I give him another 1, so that'll be 2. So if I give him times 2, so I have to give him times 2. So for him to pop into reality, I have to give him more space. So the space for Andy in this form is, because Andy is a light switch, I have to calculate where he is, and the space he has. So if Andy's width, height, etc. So and where does Andy was? Andy was at what dimensions was I? I don't know. with stress. I can't stress my life no more. I don't want to do this no more. Raw pitch. So basically, raw pitch here. I don't know. I'm just making it up. So Andy is a 10. Basically, Akon is 10-0. Akon is a 10-0. A 10-1. 10-1. 10-1. 10-1. Because that's why we don't know his ex. Because he's a 2DB. Because he may be in the 3D world, but he doesn't know. Can't see. Can't do anything. He is a 10-3-1. So he can be in my reality 10-1. 10-1. But this 10-1 is his 10-1. And this 10-1 is nothing to him. This is where he knows everything in his space, 2D space. But he doesn't know. He's not now. So he if it's here, it will be 10-1. And the vector will be the polarization will be width. So this will be like an extra dimension of width, but this will be time, my time, my time, because he's not here. He's here. Our time. He'll be our time, our space. So basically, if I answer the all model, this is what you're trying to. So basically, the unit is just a canonical model. So if I want to give him this model, I can come to my space. So that would be. So if I make it, so he'll be 10. He might be 10. Some kind of course system like a roll. He might be 90 degrees. Where 95 degrees 10 and 10-1, or 25 degrees, depending on how I'm orienting him. But he won't know it. He'll never know it. If it's here, because I prefer polar system, he'll never know. He'll never know it. But if it will never know it, he don't need to know. He might know it. He knows, but he's just there. I'm looking at him. He doesn't know I'm looking at him. Something like that. I'm observing him. I'm asking him. 10-1. It can be 95 degrees 10-1. So basically, it can be basically I'm facing him. But in this, he's probably looking at me at 95 degrees, but I'll be facing him plus, and he wouldn't know it. Contribute. And and then will be 25%, 10-1. So basically, I can be that, or it can be like a static feet of 25 feet, 25 of 4 feet. 4 feet, maybe 4 feet away from me. Most I believe is 4 feet away from me, and I will know it, because it's opposite. So this will be the static to direct. So if you use an axis, I will know. So I will know. So for him to see what he's seeing from his own eye socket that's not visible, if he does see, if I put him there, he can't see. I don't know. He can see. Then he can resolve the system, because he can't see all the information to transcend. He doesn't know how to transcend. He doesn't know. He might never know if I don't tell him. But because he's there, I teach him how to test. So basically, I can send the encoding bit just like a formula, like x, y is equal in the system, and 95 degrees, 10. And he knows, oh yes, so 95 degrees away from you. But this is your z axis. There's an extra dimensional z. There's an extra dimensional width. I don't know. I never knew. There's no stain. I can't believe that. This doesn't make sense. And then they look. Oh yes, it actually works. So it must be true. But his mind is blown, mind blown. And then 7 width, and then we get y. So basically, all these extra things are things that Andy can see, but he never can see. So basically, for Andy to send this information, he has to take his reality and invert it. So, for example, so I'm going to start with 95 degrees. So if Andy is at 95 degrees, 95 degrees, x polar system, 95 degrees polar, 10 and 1, or 95 or 25 degrees, or 25 10, 1, which is z, y, x. He will never know these dimensions here. 25 feet. He will never know. But he has to flip into something I know. But this could be again, for example, 25. So 25 is what he's saying. 25 feet is what he thinks. He has to go up to 25 feet. Where? Nowhere. Z. So nowhere and everywhere. Nowhere and everywhere. If it goes up, it may die. So you're gonna go to 25 feet. 25 feet times 10. For him to pop up, so he has to turn this thing into 95 feet, and give it to me so I can send it to him. So I can send it to my exact location in space and time. So he can come here and we can do things, do things in our bubble. So 25, 10, 1. So this 25, 10, 1 is like 25 feet, 10, 1. So this will be how is it? So basically, Andrew's matrix is like when I send this to 25 degrees or to 95 degrees, he's getting to 25, the number 25 feet. So I give him the matrix A, D, B, D, C, D, A, B, C, D, and this would be the maximum of the minimum 1 min B. No, min max, because AB, AD times BC is the determinant matrix that Andy uses to compute the invariant. So he has to flip it. So we give him one we turn this our corner system. Say again, I'm like 10. Where am I? Give me an corners on it. 35, 20, 25. This is my static corner system. That's just the structure I need. This is just 25 degrees. 25. No, sorry. Seriously, 95, 25. 25. No. 25 feet. 25 feet. No, we live in 25 feet. No. Because we live in 7 times feet. So 25 feet is fine. Because 25 feet is 7 times 7. So if I'm 20 feet, Andy is 25. He doesn't know. So for me to know Andy is there, I can tell him where I am, or I can say so. How I do this? Basically, let me do the computation now. So I'm on 20 feet, 20 feet, 20, 10, and then he's at 25. Just looking at Andy, 25 feet, 10 and 1. We keep the where we are, x, y, z, the y and x is same. We don't change it because this is a constant. We evolve, adapt to this constant. Is a constant keyword. So basically, the const keyword or set. If you don't forget, set const. So the set keyword set constant that's dynamic. So we keep these dimensions there. So forever, because it's dynamic, evolves with the lattice with the right axis. There's no. So set keyword in Gaussian like set a constant. So set a dynamic constant. That's what I mean. Set a dynamic variable or set var. Obviously, you don't set. There's no variable called var. There's no var keyword because that's bound to our dimension. We live in a constant space, but we have dynamic systems. So unless we are going back and forth, then as one. Then we are dynamic traversing, moving around. 10-1, so we get 21 as a plus in our dimension. So 21, so we get 10-1, so we share 10-1. So 10, so if I do 10 AD, we have 10, the maximum we have is the maximum and the minimum we have is the minimum I have, no matter which is 10, 1. And we share 10 and 1. So 10 and 1, 10 and 1. So we get 110. And so we share 1 for 110. So 110 equals gives the matrix of 1 and 10 in row conjugates. Row conjugates 10 and 1, 10 and 1, 10 and 1, and 1 and 10. We get basically we share this over we'll share this 4 matrices, 1 over 10, 10 over 1, 1 over 10, 10 over 1, just all of them, for the operation we're gonna do. Now, we don't share this stuff, so Andy has x, y coordinates of that. I have y, x coordinates of that. So for Andy to come with that consensus, Andy needs to give me his coordinate system. Can't give me his 20, can't give me 25. He doesn't know it, you never know it. So what Andy has to do is give me something. So what Andy give me? Andy will send me his own coordinates. That'll be 10, 1. I can compute it. So he give me just 10, what he knows, 10, 1. So for me to give Andy permission, I give him permission. I give him consent, no permission. If I want him to come in, I give him, come in. So I say, okay, fine, come in. Permission no needed. I just say, Andy, come in. So tomorrow, so what he has to do is I have to give him my full 25%, 25 feet where I am. So I give him 25, number 25. He keeps the 25, just for verification. He doesn't need to. There's no rigidity in policy. He just has to verify the system works. And I'm here. I'm talking to Andy. So 25 feet, 10 and 1. So what I would do is what computer. So so I'll compute AD, A times D, E times D, plus A times D. That'll be 10. 10 times 10, 10 times 10, because B17 is equals to 1 whole unit. But I need his whole half is 1, so he's 10. So we share a unit of 10. So we share a disjoint of 10 what we don't share. So what we never share is we share 10 dimensions, 10 times 10. We share 100 centimeters cubed in volume, but he can only see 100 centimeters squared. 100 feet squared, 100 feet squared, 100 feet squared. He can only see. He can't act on it. So you can see where he wants before he comes in. So 100 feet squared. Consent not needed, and then before he comes in, he has to do that also. You can see 100 feet squared because we can do the measures. So but I'm trying to give him what he can't. I'm trying to give him coming. So I'm trying to give him the first. So this is what it is. So get A times B. So the determinant conjugate of this is the question. What Andy cannot see is a transpose. So if Andy can see this, he can't see transpose at a time. that would be an additional. So if I so if we have to just flip this, we have to take the transpose of this matrix, or this matrix will be its inverse, or the inverse, the identity matrix. So in my world, Andy had the identity matrix. So Andy cannot never see my identity. What I can see, because I can give you what I see when you want to come to. So if I want to, so that would be so we get the four operation, we get plus plus. Okay, we get the 1 times 10, which is 110 or 110, which is 100 centimeters cubed, volume. We all share. But he has, he can only see 100 to minus 1 because it's Andy. And then minus 1 is y. So we get and then we get 10 times 10, 100. And we get 1 times 1. We get so we get the transpose of it. So we get 1 plus 10, 110, 110. This is the standard one, determinant. So we get minus plus minus, 1 to minus, or minus to plus to make it positive. So we get minus equals negative. Negative, so good and minus, so we get the inverse structure. So we get all of this transpose, we get minus plus plus. So we compute all of this via the operation of the matrix of the input itself. So this is input testing, that's the unit testing model. Riff test, unit testing. So I'm just going to, you have to complete the matrix of so we get 100 centimeters we can share. I can share. We share. That's ik. We don't share, k, and we don't know we share. We don't know we share. We don't share. We don't share. We share. We know. So we know. We don't know. We don't know we share. Which is ik and k, and we all share. We all share, and we don't know. So we get a total of matrix. So we have six dimensions of axis. So we have 6 dimensions. So we should get three. We get 3 two-dimensional shell. We get 3 thermal-dimensional. This should be valid, guys. 3 thermal-dimensional, because ik means inference kinetic testing. So we all share the inference kinetics of dimension ik, but Andy can never see that dimension in the full extent, But I can give it to him, fully, and he can access it if I want to get access to it. So ik is like the inverse kinetic testing. So which is tomographic testing. So ik. So I give Andy the right to come in. So this is my argument. So I give ik. So I give him my cubed. So my full dimensional space, which is 3 times 3, 9, because there's 3 ik's, and that'll make his dimension come into my dimension. So 3 times 3 is 9. So that'll be my 9 dimension. That'll be my space. So he'll be here now. So he'll be here because but he won't be now. He'll be here now, but because he's experiencing time basically. So he's 100 feet cube, 100 feet cube, centimeters, 100,000 centimeters cube times 9, because 309 is 27. So for him to get, he's 27, he's 2 dimensions now. 100 centimeters cube is now 100 centimeters 1 to 3 is a cube. It's now dimensions. The dimensions there, so we get 100 centimeters. So we get so this dimensions, we get the more zero. So he has to have to see and feel me touch his skin, to interact with me without him like scratch his skin too much, and he'll be kind of because his brain is or his body will pop, because if he doesn't breathe the air of the toilet, things like that, because he will be stable here and now. Basically, he'll be to grow, keep growing, keep transcending without any support. New divergent stability support. Be in my room, throw what I'm not saying. Look, most take this video down. I'm not happy with you people. But if you want to take it down, you have to go to the systems anyway. I don't really care. But basically the policies are there. They're not static. They are dynamic. Because they keep evolving. If you lock it down, they break. And that's an anti-policy. So you have things you can grow. You can not grow without a policy. So if the rift system of some inverse system, if I test this one, I have to let the structure upset. The structure I don't want to test. So if it's the data and the structure I can test them, I have things I want to test and that I want and I don't want. So basically that would be 1 over A, B, C, D. Basically, if this is determinants, this is the inverse determinants, and this would be like the line in 2D. So 1 over any matrix, my 1 over and any 1 is 1 over 1. So 1 over 1 we share a dimension of 1/1 that we don't share. We don't want to share, So anti doesn't go into reality and die, or I don't go to reality. If this is not tested first, then if I test what I don't want first, the structure I don't want, things I don't want or I don't need, I therefore must not have, then Andy can never know, should never know this, because Andy can make me die without knowing it, because we're trying to get each other to one room, so we're going to be one space at a time. So, for example, AD plus BC is the semi matrix. Now, 1/AD times plus BC is the vector, is the matrix that gives you the fractional unit of what we share, and shouldn't know. So it's a fraction, all share the fraction. So like half of information we know, we should know, we must know, we should not, we must know, almost all know, or we should never interact with while we all know it, via the conjugate row column transpose matrix. Thank you guys for watching this video.